What's going on, YouTube? Do you like scooters? Well, here's a scooter for you. This is the Yamaha SMAX. It's a 155cc. Typical scooter, CVT transmission. If you're looking for a scooter that is engine-centric, here you go. It's got the smoothness, the power, the Yamaha reliability, and in a scooter. The steel frame is one of the costs they didn't add in order to invest in the engine. Thanks to that steel frame, it's 330 pounds. It's got a front disc brake. Most importantly, for some people, it has a rear disc brake, and it works. The styling, you might like it. Because it's a scooter, I don't really care. For all the real bikers out there. In 2015, which is this year model, these nice little LEDs. And if you're not in the United States, possibly this is your indicator instead of these guys sticking out. It's got the matte paint finish. It comes with this. This is the stock windscreen. Not too shabby. But yeah, this is LED. I'm not sure if that's LED or not. Can't really see. But obviously this is your traditional halogen bulb. I have it up on the center stand right now. That's very convenient. You got the rear brake on the left, front brake on the right. Nice little cubby. Got my water in here. Don't buy bottled water, sorry. Gas filler on the left. The 7.7 gallon, turn the key to the left. Storage, under seat storage. You can fit a helmet and a half almost in there. But on the bottom of the seat, it comes up here, so there's more than it looks. I don't have to wear a backpack. I would gladly ride a scooter instead of a traditional bike. If I don't have a saddlebag or something, or a top rack. Put it under the seat is my favorite thing almost. Passenger pegs, you can ride two up. They just fold out nice and easy. Side stand. So it's a 2-piston front brake, a single in the rear. And here I have some Pirelli Angel Sports. Those are my go-tos. The maintenance is pretty easy. Zip off all these screws. There's a filter. The Yamaha filter is all I did for the airbox. There's a circular filter that goes under here. I'm pretty sure it's been changed only once in its life, and it's over 3,600 miles. Can't complain. I think it was less than $40 to replace all the filters. There's no oil filter, there's an oil screen. The oil is so easy to change, there's no excuse to not do it. It is air cooled, which is nice. It's passive cooling. So if you live somewhere super hot, they actually recommend to turn off the engine if you're stuck in traffic just sitting. It's not too loud. It's not too quiet. Most people know you're there. The only modification I really have is this little ram mount. Nothing fancy. if you want to have the illusion of security, you can actually, I don't know if you can see that. So here's the Yamaha key. This little nub on the end, I don't know if you can see that. It's got the keystone at the top here. Turn it one way or the other. Oh no, that's to unlock it. You push this. Push this to shut the keyhole. When you want to open it, you use that. I've never tried to actually open it with something else. I don't know where the mechanism, what it is that does it, but I guess it works. Oh, so you just have to turn the whole barrel. If you got strong fingernails, you might be able to do it, so don't rely on something like that. It's got your indicators, horn. It has a pass high beam button. That's kind of funny. You got your 2 brake reservoirs up top. On the left, you got your kill engine button, engine start, electric start. There's no kickstart option. That shouldn't be too surprising for 2015. This is heavier than the Honda Pcx 150, but Yamaha put the money into the engine, so it makes slightly more power. So, when it boils down to differences between the two, it's essentially aesthetics. This one is just a little bit more bulky. Some people aren't a huge fan of all this plastic. I don't really care. The fuel mileage is mid-70s, and for something that can do 70 miles per hour, can't really complain too much. But yeah, it's the Yamaha engine. That's what you're getting. You can go Suzuki, but if you want to go top tier Japanese motorbike industry, Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki's in there, mixed in there somewhere. But I would be interested to ride some Italian scooters. I've ridden some Italian motorcycles. The performance is crazy, right? But if you're going to keep something, make it a Yamaha. We can start the engine. You got to bring up the side stand. You can leave it on the center, which is convenient. The dash is actually not bad. Apparently I'd rather look at my phone. Not while riding, of course. Hold the brake. Start the engine. I don't know if you can hear it running or not. It takes 1 quart or liter of engine oil, and it is engine oil, not motorcycle oil. There's no transmission for the oil to go through, so it can just be your... I actually use either Rotella or the Walmart brand synthetic, just because it's 1 liter. If you buy one of these, there was a recall for the speed sensor. I actually took it in to have a shop do the recall, and they actually kind of made it worse. It's 5 miles per hour deficient. So if the speedo says 20, I'm actually doing 15. What can you do? It was my first time doing business with them, and live and learn. It's quiet, but not too quiet. It revs up to 9,500 RPM. and gets you going. I grab the rear brake, grab the passenger handle, and just kind of pull it forward. Now it's on the ground. .31 and some change inches for the seat height, which I don't know if you can tell, but I weigh 145, so maybe if I weighed more, it would be more spring load, but I'm like right on the cusp of flat footing, not quite. But my favorite thing to do is just 1 foot up, 1 foot down. Better yet, trail brake and don't put your feet down at all. You can see how slow you can get it. So you can hear when the CVT kicks out and you're just coasting. But if you leave it kicked in with enough throttle and apply that rear brake, you don't want to do that for too long, I suppose. But thankfully we're dealing with a rear brake disc instead of a drum brake. If they put an aluminum frame on here, okay, it might be a bit more expensive, but it would absolutely wipe the floor with the Pcx 150. If you can only allocate certain resources to hit a certain price point, in my opinion, and you might share this opinion, the engine kind of matters most. The engine is so low that maneuverability is real nice. Once you get the trick of doing the trail braking, you do your MSF required U-turn lickety split. Almost a good example. Almost a good example. But you're just going to have fun whipping it back and forth, doing a fraction of the speed of these super bikes. So your likelihood of issues comes from others. Although if you have the habit of not being prepared, these are just normal pants and shoes right now. But 9.9 out of 10. I'm the ATGAT guy. Just not all, obviously, because it would be 10 out of 10. GE Healthcare. Would you look at that? Wow, not too busy. Can pull in parking lot over here. Clip the concrete. I have gotten stuck in the wet with these tires. They performed. So the Pirelli Angel Sport GTs, my introduction to them or the first time having them put on, I brought the bike home in the cold. The type of cold that involves snow. Yes, boys and girls, it was snowing when I brought home a very new motorcycle with fresh Pirelli tires in the snow. Thank you, Lord, I made it home. And I didn't go crazy. Obviously, I was very careful. Only taking surface streets, which some might argue is more difficult because then you have to come to a stop. But there was I never slid. I remember I got up to, road legal speeds, abiding by the speed limits. Oh, by the way, this bike was a 2014 VFR, around 550 pounds, with Honda's famous V4 configuration engine, with VTEC. We can do a quick acceleration. I can go back to that bigger parking lot here. Stop. My feet never touched the ground, even though it indicated 0. I got up to the speed limit in a couple seconds. Granted, it's only 25. So, when I say 35, 30. So we're good. The accepted speed limit. Oh, BMW. So if we turn left here, we'll go back. Still not touching the floor. The indicators do not cancel. Okay, here's our parking lot. So these wheels, I forget the size, are not that huge, which means you're going to sink into some defects in the pavement. Obviously this is super nice and smooth. We hit 30. Oh, there actually is a speed limit sign. Alright, we hit 45. So maybe that's a good example of what this thing can do. We're at half a tank of fuel. We got 70 miles on the clock on this trip. The 2-gallon fuel tank will get you almost 150 miles, something like that. Let's see where this takes us here. So we almost hit 65 just then. Not bad.